Hey guys, yeah, I'm good. I've been playing since way back when, September, and I'm just loving this game. I'm here for the long term.
All right. Erexere, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we're good.
Hello? Pouring, can you hear me?
Can hear you. Can
Are
you
we
hear
having
me?
some technical difficulties?
This seems a little one-sided here, doesn't it, guys?
Okay, now
You
I
guys
can
didn't
hear
hear
you.
me?
All
Can
right,
you
I
guys
think
hear
the
me?
technical difficulties were all on my end. My mistakes. That's the problem with starting early. I've already had a vodka water and a half. All right, let's start that over. don't don't have to repeat anything you've already gone over. Sorry about that. So, where are we at, guys? I'll let you guys catch me up since I was disconnected.
Yeah, I think we'll just shoot over to pouring.
All right.
Hey, yeah, I started DFK, I believe, last year, February. And ever since, I just love every day of it. And I'm pretty long-term bullish of it. So, just gotta keep building.
Oh,
Leveling.
all right. Excellent. Neindorf, how you
Very
doing
nice.
tonight?
I'm doing well. It's some great weather. Beginning of summer here, really, with the kickoff of Memorial Day weekend. So I don't know. I'm in a good spot.
Excellent. Excellent. I We got a lot of construction going on at the Raph household, powered by the winnings of Adventures in DeFi. Well, I should say of DeFi Kingdoms. So we're redoing the floors on our first level, and I had to disconnect a few outlets. And so right now I'm streaming from a dark basement cave at the moment with no power. So let's hope that my laptop battery holds up for the long haul. Um, all right, so yeah, but I would also say doing pretty well. So we got a good podcast scheduled for tonight. Neindorf, why don't you kick us off with the question of the day?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I find myself, acquiring more heroes either by accident or on purpose, and then with these awesome new training quests, I've been, running really short on uh, the runes to level up all my heroes. And finally, I'm like, you know what? I got to switch back to running some profession quests and get my runes back up and do a bunch of level ups. So all these guys have kind of been sitting. So I guess long story short, my question is how you guys been doing with level ups? Anything exciting or good, or have you had some flops?
Pouring, why don't you go first?
For me, leveling, I mean, I run up runes like many times now. I constantly have to keep buying it. But I feel like my strategy of collecting jewels often is flipping stamp pots, actually crafting stamp pots, and then flipping a lesser might stones or any type of lesser stones
Okay,
to make a profit out of it. And
Oh,
I'll
nice.
use that to accumulate more ruins to level my heroes.
I like the strategy.
Yeah.
How about you, Eric's here? How are you doing with leveling up, and what's your current strategy?
Um, my levels have been really dry lately. I've been getting only a few. I've been having some rugs, like four stat points, um,
Ouch.
pretty often lately. So, it's okay. I've had a lot of good luck too. Um, I think, mainly I've been not profiting. I've been just helping all you guys out. So, I mainly mine gold. I mine jewel, and you know, I'm, I have a lot of mats still stored up. So I just make what I need. But I stopped stand potting because that was a problem.
Well, all the money that I'm making in the game right now, I'm donating back to DFK Arena. That's for sure because I'm not winning very much over there. Yeah, I've run out of runes for the first time actually. I whatever groove I was in, I was finding myself to be pretty sustainable with around 30 heroes. But now that I got quite a few hitting level 5 and above, I ran out, went out and bought some more, and I kind of made a mental note that I'm gonna start flagging some of my Profession Quest only heroes, and at the moment, I don't know if I'm going to take them beyond level 5 or 6 or whatever I've gotten them to at this point. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Sure, I can start, I guess. I kind of had the same thing, and I realized that I was about, I would say, 60% training quest, 40% profession quest, and that was what was bleeding me dry of runes. And so now I've switched back to, I think I'm only running two out of my 30-ish guys on training quests. Plus, I don't really need the scrolls; I already have them all. So
Right.
switching back over to largely profession quests, I'm like raking in the runes again. And now that their price is actually relatively high in Jewel, like I think I'm going to keep it that way. Now, it's a little unfortunate because you do miss out on the XP for your heroes. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
definitely don't get as much XP, but so that also helps slow down their level ups a little bit. So, it's an interesting one.
If they're gardeners, I'm sending them to the profession quest because I do not have time to click through that miserable garden quest selection
Oh yeah.
process right now. Um, okay, well, that's some good discussion on that. Next, we wanted to really open it up to the fight night conversation, and this is our first ever fight night. So, Pouring and Erexere are huge Discord contributors right now, and been part of the community that we've had growing here for, gosh, I want to say, I remember both of you guys being in early on our Discord group, and they've been friendly, throwing some jabs back and forth, and you guys have not battled yet, is my understanding. Is that right?
I don't think I've fought his Dread Knight with my Dread Knight, but I
Okay.
did fight it with something.
You spoiled it. Well, my title spoiled it. Dread Knight, which is what we have going on here. So I know you guys kind of threw out the friendly wager, and I said, wait a second, let's go ahead and stream this battle. That would be a lot of fun. Eric's here. How long have you been playing DFK Arena? And then give us kind of a brief overview on how the battling works, and what is the game mechanics.
Yeah, hey, I've been playing it for a while, but I don't know. I'm in deep. I've lost a lot. Hey, did you hear that background music just now? I just won. Okay,
There
so
you go.
That was
yeah,
the winning jingle right now. So you can't tell us you're in deep and you've lost a lot, and you get the winning jingle right there.
so yeah, the mechanics are great. It's just simple, and you have your 8 stats, and it's your 8 stats versus your opponent's 8 stats, and um, it randomly chooses a stat. When your stat's better than theirs, you do some damage to them, and your health and your magic, what's called MP magic points, those get added together, and you're going to join in a bracket, and versus this other guy he could be quite a bit stronger than you, and you're wagering your gold, so be ready to lose.
Yeah, there are a lot of powerful heroes on the market. Pouring, you've been playing for a while now too. Give us kind of an overview of how do you feel like your heroes are stacking up compared to the competition out there?
Actually, I've only been playing maybe a couple weeks, but not too good. I've been losing a lot.
I've been getting mobbed. Somewhere it says you can click on your user profile and it tells you how many times you've lost and the amount of gold you've lost, and there it is. I've had 59 defeats and I've lost about 90,000 gold now. So
Oh gosh,
it's been rough, but it's been a lot of fun. And ultimately,
it
I
is a lot
know
of fun.
Neidorf and I have been talking about this for a while. We'll get to the AMA a little bit later in the podcast. But we believe heavily in some kind of combat mechanism helping out the economy. And while this doesn't quite burn the tokens in a way that I think will be important for the overall economy. It does make people want to continue to invest. You're kind of just lining the pockets of some people with some really strong heroes out there. But overall, that's a few negatives to I think what's really an amazing third-party app right now. So, Neindorf, you have not set up your profile, or you have not done any battles yet in DFK Arena. Is that right?
Right. Yeah, so I got it all set up. I put in some gold, some jewel, and I actually submit, to I began a battle, if you will, or a duel, or whatever we're calling them. And then it sat there, and I was watching. I think this might have been during the Kenobi premiere the other night. I was watching Obi-Wan Kenobi,
Nice.
and then I was like, I look over, I'm like, oh, nothing. I look over, nothing. And I look over, oh, your game timed out. I was like, fine, be that way. I was like, you don't want to play? I'm like, all right. So that was my first and last attempt so far. I'll
So,
get there.
so if there's any newcomers out there, we are set up right now with a promo code, and our promo code is, of course, ADFK. And so we have two people that have used it so far. So that's ADFK. If you create an account, we appreciate it if you throw in our promo code. That helps us out a bunch. And Nindor, if you want to kind of talk about some of the plans that we have in store for, I would call it maybe a loose partnership, but some of the things that we're planning on doing next.
Yeah, so obviously, we like to talk combat corner a lot. We like to try to think that that's where we'd like to head as a application, right, to help provide value to our users in the combat space of this game. And since that hasn't really launched yet, Arena kind of provides this really good intro, and as you guys have said, simplistic intro, right? So, what we're kind of envisioning here is maybe we'll test out our chops on doing some sort of analytical data on our site that can kind of scrape through DFK Arena matches and kind of give you some information on who's winning and by how much. Here's the stat differential. Here's the random rolls, and it's really cool too because as you said, we've had some chats with the arena devs, and I mean, I think that they know what they're doing. They've got a good product. All their application interfaces are public. They've given them all out to people, so other builders like us can plug into them and kind of scrape some of that data off the chain. So I think we would really love to be able to provide arena players with a way to see here's kind of the history of all the matches, and here's what's going well and what's not going well. And then as they iteratively improve their process and their game, we can kind of version one, version two, kind of segment it off, and that way it seems like a really good way for us to test out our combat analytics, and to provide our users with some value, and then drive more people to their product as well, because it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they're really playing to their strengths of having a small and nimble team. They're on, I believe, the third beta now, and each beta they've made significant improvements in terms of the battle mechanics and how it functions. From 2 to 3, that before in beta level 2, magic users weren't even viable. Now they are, and so I believe that really shows their commitment to this. So they're going to be, I believe, submitting a new DFK grant proposal. Go to kingdombuilders.com or whatever it is, and make sure if you're liking this product, drop some comments there. That's where the DFK team is paying attention, is on Kingdom Builders, and so make sure you check that out, and let's promote this if we like it. I think this is a rising tide raises all ships kind of situation, where even though the DFK team is also developing their own unique combat, I think there's a place for multiple different combat styles, and I'm really excited about the future.
Yeah, no doubt, and I think it's worth noting. I've put a lot of dev hours into our site too, but that's nothing compared to the animation and the graphics and the actual smart contracts these guys have put together, tested out, and deployed. So I give them props. they're at this point, you look at what there's 4 or 5 thousand some matches completed, so they're still heavily funding this with their own time and energy. So I think like you said, let's go give them some positive feedback, and then once that vote does come out, let's all get out there and vote for them. I think they deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds
Okay.
good. Hey, I gotta raise a question, guys.
Yeah, go for it.
How do you guys like the animations?
Personally, I think it fits really well with the bit style, right? The low res. I think it works out really well. I just kind of wish when these skills are firing and it's like the magic blasting across the screen, I want to see a name. Like, what's that spell called? Like, that just looks really cool.
Yeah, I really love that part of the game. I want to see it develop, and I don't care win or lose, really. I just think it's a great throwback to the old days of video games.
Yeah, I personally love the animations. I think it kind of brings these NFTs to life that we're all pouring our hard earned cash into. And so just seeing them do something, it has me feeling a lot more invested in the heroes themselves. So I think it's fantastic. I think it really characterizes them.
Yeah, it's kind of like the next level. You remember when the tavern first launched, where you'd see random heroes in there? Like that was that very first moment when you could see a hero not on the card, and you're like,
Right.
oh man, these heroes are actually heroes in this game. And like now, this, in my opinion, it's not actually part of the game, but this is like the next level of that, where you're like, wow, these are actually things that are these NFTs are actually playable. They have, they, some, casting magic spells. It's almost like a personality kind of showing through. I think it's really cool, and that's the part that I think has got me more excited than anything. Is that yeah, they have a chance to actually become characters and heroes.
Right. All right. Well, let's transition over to our. This is the our fight card for the evening. I believe I'm sharing my screen now with you guys on Discord. Can you see the hero stats that I have brought up on the Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms website?
Yes, I can see them.
All right, excellent. And I believe this is what I'm sharing on YouTube as well. Okay, so here on the left-hand side, we have Pouring's Dark Knight. And on the right-hand side, we have Erexere's Dark Knight. Or, excuse me, they are both Dread Knights. And, Neindorf, we had been texting back and forth with some ideas on, now that we have actually, access to their ABIs, we could actually start pulling some data from their site. And right now, we're going to use the information that we can pull on, the regular hero data to start drawing some conclusions and, giving our analysis on how we think this fight's going to go. So go ahead and, our YouTube listeners out there, as you're analyzing these heroes, go ahead and cast your bet. Do you feel like it's going to be Pouring, or do you feel like it's going to be Erexere? Throw their name into chat on who you think is going to win, and then Neindorf and I will give a bit of our analysis here. So, Neindorf, do you want to kind of give your thoughts first, and I'll give mine?
Oh, sure, absolutely. So, all right, a couple things are jumping out at me immediately. Yeah, I see you nailed it down there, hovering. These heroes are both stone boosted.
Mm-hmm.
I see the orange. I'm like, ooh, there we go. So that's a helpful hint right there that you're gonna have some stats. So that kind of cancels. All right, so we'll move on, right? Next thing that's jumping out at me, I'm noticing they both are really high strength. Not surprised, Dark Knight or Dread Knight rather.
Right.
Um, I'm noticing we've got both level 3. That's great. Now I'm starting to see a little disparity in health here. So now let's scroll down to stats. Stat points. Oh, okay. So stat points kind of offset the disparity in
Mm-hmm.
health. So I'm kind of thinking, man, I don't know. This is a toss up. This is very close in my book. I think you've got, what is that? 8 extra stat points, and counter that with how much extra health on the other hero? It's a
And now
good.
in In
An
beta
80.
3, they're adding in health and mana. So it's
Ooh,
not just the
okay.
health difference, it's also the mana difference. So that's another,
I think
what's that, 21. So
that might
I,
tip the scales in my opinion.
yeah,
The sum of mana and health.
I think it's going to
Depends.
be, I think it's going to be a really long battle. And I think it's going to be hard fought. But I think Erexere is going to take it home with that, like you said, with that health and mana. Um, Although, because and let's just go
Ooh,
down kind of one by one. So on
luck.
strength, Eric,
Let's start with luck.
yeah, let's start with luck. And so pouring has this luck that also
Yeah.
was greater enhancement stone boosted. I mean, this thing is
Wait, this is a level 3
this
hero?
is a
Wait,
level
what?
3 hero with 21 luck. That is like beast mode.
That's
Those
insane.
that's gonna slap hard right there, because the total damage dealt is and I don't know the mathematical equation, but it's based on the difference between those two numbers. So 21 and 7, and it might be like the difference divided by the sum of the two. I can't remember how it works, but it allows for a bonus multiplier. And so the greater the difference, the more when you roll that you'll deal. So we're gonna see some really high damage rolls there. Then let's just go up. Intelligence. You got 10 to 9. That's just gonna be like some small pokes. Vitality. If they roll that, they're just gonna be poking each other back and forth for 0. Dexterity. Another small roll, but that favors Erexere. Strength. Then going back on the top left and going down, 25 to 21. Strong. But still, I would say relatively small difference. Agility improvement with favoring Erexere. Endurance is favoring pouring, and wisdom is tied. So all in all, we
Wow.
have pouring has 1, 2,
Looks like 3.
3 compared to 2.
Is there a round limit on how long these can go? Because I could see this one, if luck doesn't
3.
come up,
3 to
I could see
3.
this one taking a lot of time.
Yes, there is a round limit. Pouring you or I time limit or round limit. Pouring, you've seen that before. Is that right?
I believe it's round.
Okay.
Could be
Okay.
wrong. I believe it's round.
Okay.
That makes sense. I was looking at their ABIs on the finishing event that the blockchain will emit when a round or when a match is over. And there's a basically a list in there called rounds. And I was trying to decode all this information. This is actually making a lot more sense having seen this game now and talked about it, what their actual ABI file looks like.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Okay, so you guys go ahead and pouring and Eric's here. Go ahead and line up your game. What we're gonna do is we're gonna watch the replay on stream, and I'm gonna wait to bring that screen into view and start sharing that screen until the match is out there and I can watch the show replay. That way, I can we'll have a little bit of suspense of not knowing what the results are going to be. So while you guys bring that up, I'm going to jump in and look at what we have on YouTube, and then you guys let me know once your match is going, and then we'll jump over there and watch it. So Seahawk says 197. 535. So
All right.
he's wagering
One for
on
pouring.
pouring there. And then we got Dippy Doo also going for pouring. We have JHW3D going for Erexere. Worm369 going for pouring. Seahawk going for Erexere. Seahawk saying that the key is the strength at 25 and versus the luck at 21. So that's some alpha analysis there by Seahawk. I like that.
Very nice.
So how much gold is being bet? I don't know. I haven't talked to these guys yet. What are you setting up for your gold? Have you guys decided?
I mean, I was thinking going lowest, but
That's fine. We're not trying to pressure you guys into betting the farm.
700,000.
1 million.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a limit.
Yeah. So I gotta
All
go
right,
over to Bridge real quick and bring some more in.
Hold on, let me empty out my gardens real quick.
Yeah.
I just created it.
I staked the farm.
Oh yeah.
All right, you created it. So YouTubers out there, don't go watch the video. Watch it on stream. It'll be more fun that way.
I see it. Here we go.
All
do
right,
this.
so yeah, so this is really close, guys. I'm excited about this one.
I'm
If this
really
ends in a
close.
draw, I'm gonna be upset.
Well, yeah, if it ends in a draw, we'll have to bring you guys on at their next level up, and we'll like keep fighting until we get a definitive winner.
We intense.
Fight Dread Knight 2.
Okay, I am. I'm not sharing this screen with the YouTubers, but I'm refreshing and waiting for this to show up as a
Oh,
battle.
That's a triple multiplier on his luck
Okay,
differential.
we're not watching it live, so
don't. s-
don't spoil it.
Oh, you're basically saying that the difference in 21 to 7 is a triple.
That's gonna be. Ooh,
Interesting.
that might be the spoiler alert right there. All right, I have not
Yeah,
seen.
we
I've
should
not
see if
seen the
they
game
have.
show up yet um, on the completed cast.
We
Was
should
that
see if
Nidorf?
they do have a posting of what the actual formula is, just for
I,
reference. I'm
I
sure they have it out
I
there
think they
somewhere.
do. Yeah, somewhere in the notes here, they have an FAQ section, and I saw that. I believe it's Richard, who's
Yep.
the face of their program. He's posted some things in their Discord chat. So while I'm waiting, let me click refresh one more time and see if the battle has shown up.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, thanks for bearing with us here. This is always the fun and the challenge of doing a live battle or summon or
Yeah,
stream of any sort.
yeah, we gotta figure out how to make this a little more smooth next time. All right, so reading off of their website on how does the system work. Once it's decide dual battle animations particular to each class, and there will be damage inflicted to each hero till they reach 0. HP will be HP plus MP added together. We'll cycle through randomly on the stats. All right, the difference between the stats is multiplied by a multiplier as the damage to the hero. The multiplier is 0.5% of the HP and MP of both heroes combined.
Whoa.
Okay. So
And these are high health heroes, so
high health, high mana heroes. So that multiplier is going to be pretty strong for sure. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think, and you guys are battling, right? I have not seen this show up as a completed game yet. Um, so let's stall for time some more here, Neindorf. One of the things that we've been working on is we're starting to write a grant proposal for the DeFi Kingdoms Builders website, and I guess give some of our listeners out there our fun long term kind of stretch goal of what are we trying to do if this turns into an esport.
yeah, it's kind of like I think an esport is exactly what we're kind of going for here, right? And especially if you can watch these battles live and they take some time to play out, even though it's instantaneous on the blockchain, you're gonna have to have somebody who uh, who makes this into a stream and he's discussing it live. Basically, you need sportscasters, honestly. And how awesome would it be to be a sportscaster for combat on DFK? I mean, that would be one of our things that we would. It would just be a ton of fun to do. Um, what do you think?
Yeah, I think there's kind of two places that I'd love for our development to go. It's the battle strategy analysis. Never been skilled enough in many games to be in the top tier, but I love to talk strategy. And so I'd love to start writing some strategy articles or create tier lists on like these are the heroes that are most effective given the current battling mechanics, or these are the team of heroes that are most effective given the battling mechanics, and start to talk about strategies, counter plays, things like that. To me that would be that. It's kind of like the dream of where this could go, and like you said, I would love for this to turn into an esport. I think that would be fantastic, and would absolutely be groundbreaking in the space of both crypto and in esports, where you're introducing another like turn-based style game using NFTs. Like that's really unique, and in crypto, NFTs aren't doing anything like this right now. And so the possibility of that would be a lot of fun, and I'd love to be there, kind of along for the ride and doing a sports casting. So that would be absolutely a ton of fun for me. All right, so I assume you guys' battle is over by now. I'm continuing to click refresh, and it has not shown up yet. So I guess, are you guys, can you guys confirm, is the battle complete?
Yes, it's complete. I can see it on my screen.
You can see it on your screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I pull it up independently here too. I'm with you. I don't unless you guys are using different names on here. I don't see it.
Yeah, you'll have my name under Broody.
I see a lot of wheat toast.
Mine's under Rogine.
Oh,
Oh,
there
you
it is. It just
guys.
popped up.
No, I've been looking under the wrong names the whole time. You guys are a few names
Ah,
that I should have clarified.
Discord versus profile, huh?
That's
That's right.
fantastic. I had no idea. All right, this is fantastic. All right, super duper. I'm gonna click on show game, and then I'm gonna go ahead and try to slip to stream. Wow, what a goof by me not having your guys' names. All right, so yeah, it's been showing up there for a long time. All right, so all right, here we go. All right, so we are battling right now.
Man, Dread Knight versus Dread Knight just looks insane.
All right, yeah. Endurance strike, luck strike, hitting for
Dude, those swords are
42
gigantic.
damage. Yeah, they are. I love it. It's like the Cloud Strife sword. All right, so wisdom, we're getting a tie. Vitality, a tie. Wisdom, another tie. All right, so that luck strike is hitting hard right now, and certainly pouring up at the moment. And seeing as I don't remember what their names are, I'm not actually sure who won. So this is a little bit of a suspenseful. Wow, oh man, 3-4 luck strikes in a row. That is absolutely brutal. I think that another luck strike, man.
Ouch.
That is I think pouring. He set the lead that will not be recovered from. That is for sure. So right now I'm watching this, and we're at 251 health to 38. Strength is finally coming through. We are about 30 seconds into the battle, and I think that's the second strength hit that I've seen.
Wow.
Which is supposed to be where Erexere was going to really take the cake, and that is the final blow. And so Pouring's luck Dread Knight is victorious. All right, so now that we kind of, you know, made everyone wait through our miserable stalling of time, let's go to you, Pouring, in the winner's circle. How do
Should
you
have
feel
bet 1
your
million.
training prepared you for this victory?
All pure luck, honestly.
I see what you did there.
Well played.
Nice.
Uh,
All right, so tell us about your story on getting this Dread Knight. So you said that you purchased him?
I bought him, I believe, a couple days ago, maybe last week, for like 1,500 jewels.
Okay.
The reason why I bought him because I was using the DFA Hero beta to check on what kind of stats growth he has, and I
Uh-huh.
noticed a massive, what's called greater fortune stone on it.
Mm-hmm.
And he had 21
wow.
luck, and I was like, wow, I think I'm gonna snipe this right now and see if I can level it up and build it and see how far it goes.
How have
So
your level ups been so far? So you've had 2 level ups?
no, it's only been level 3. I bought it when it was level 3.
Oh,
Oh,
you bought it
gotcha.
level 3. Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. Well, that's even better.
Well, good luck moving forward then. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
All right, Erexere, what are you going to do next season to bring it back?
And this guy's not going to fight again. I think he's done.
It's your journey.
he got slapped around so hard. He's retiring.
Yeah, I'll see if I can make up for it and strategize. I'll
Yeah.
put some skill points in luck. Maybe use a fortune stone a couple times.
A
See how
few
that
times.
works.
Yeah, it's
How
gonna
that works. Crystal.
take you a while to catch up there. I feel you. I've had a rough go at it. Obviously, I've lost almost 60 matches now, and I thought I had high level heroes. Of course, I've tried out some of my, middle of the class heroes, but boy, the guys that are battling there on a regular basis are really dominating. I actually was messaging on their Discord this afternoon saying I think they need a tier system, and I think that actually even before there's probably 2 things in my mind that are the next development opportunities for the arena team. And again, amazing product so far. I really love what they've done, and I'd like to see this continue into an esport. And to me, I think a tier system and to allow for combat to be more skill based. Now, the second half of that is a very complex cookie to bake in the oven. I don't know how they're going to do that. I've been throwing some ideas out there in Discord. But essentially creating a battle system that leans on some amount of player choice that would ultimately lead to player skill being a majority of the outcome instead of randomness of stats is really what I'd love to see long term. And then of course some kind of tier system that allows you to gain experience, level up, go to a different class, and fight heroes that are of that upper class. As I've been bringing in some of my floor heroes, they've been just getting absolutely mopped and swept, and that's not going to be very exciting for newcomers into the battle system. So, let's start with you, Erexere. Any ideas on either comments on my ideas or any of your own unique ideas on what do you want to see next in? It doesn't even have to be just DFK Arena, but DFK battling in general.
I appreciate the skill idea. I'd like a little bit of a break. Like, hey, rounds. So my guy can go talk to his trainer. Get like some power
Yeah.
rooms or something, and then come back refreshed or with a little bit of something extra in the tank.
Yeah.
That would be cool. And maybe even tag teams. So you got like a guy who can tag in, and that'll really switch it up. So there's some skill there.
Now we're talking. All right, Pouring, what are your ideas?
Um, I honestly want to see the pets
Oh,
in
yes.
utility
Love
with the
that.
heroes. I really want to see that to just blossom out and see if it provide good bonuses or advantages with it.
Hmm.
So
That's a great idea. I think I suspect that that'll be something that you might not see in any third party just because of the sheer quantity of artwork required in animation. Um, you only got what so many classes of heroes. I think that would be fantastic though. Imagine seeing your um, I don't know, Leviathans next to it and absorbing that luck blow, right? Like that would just
Yeah.
be
right,
pretty awesome.
that would be ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, I really love Erexere's idea also of, a party of heroes going out there. I think that that would add another incredible layer to player skill. Um, if you had three heroes and of course you have a balanced combat system, if they bring out their paladin, you have an option to bring out your summoner that might counter paladins, and then they have the option to bring out their ninja that would counter summoners. I think that that would add an entire new complex element to battling. That's more than just picking your skills or having those rounds, but also being able to sub in new heroes. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think if you've listened to our podcast before, I've really enjoyed Pokemon in my past. Not really ever great competitively, but that was something that I really loved about playing that game, is being able to understand the strengths and weaknesses of different heroes and play that complex rock paper scissors matchup, and bring in those guys to counter the guys that your opponent has out there on the field. All right, well, let's go ahead and transition over to pet strategy. Nindorf, you and I have been texting about this back and forth. I had a bit of an odd pet strategy, and I would say I started out by trying to hatch out 2 eggs. I did not have. I'll go into my strategy here in a little bit. I did not have Poring's luck. Poring, tell us what you got in your first couple summons.
I couldn't believe it, honestly. My first hatch, waited 24 hours for it. Mythic.
Mythic.
I think a mythic. I
That's
think it was
awesome.
called Gentleman's Crab, I believe. So,
Gentleman's
pretty psyched
Crab,
on that.
yes.
Pretty psyched for that.
Do you have
How many-
a pet number? Well, can we search ID by ID?
Let me double check.
Yeah, how many have you opened? Have you opened quite a few at this point, or just a couple?
Just 3. Yeah. 3 I found
Okay.
from all the quests.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So what's your plan for this mythic pet?
Well, recently when I listened to the MAA from Fox, it's gonna be implemented with the pets for the DFA duels. I'm gonna wait for that and see if it's you can actually equipment it, pets with equipment with heroes. So hold on to it. Be
Very
curious.
nice.
As I'm scrolling through the pet page, I came across a merman, and I can't help but think about what movie, Neindorf?
Oh man, the name is escaping me.
Zoolander.
Yes, I couldn't
Merman.
think
I'm
of
a
it.
merman, father. Merman.
I knew I just could not. The name just wasn't gonna come to me.
Yeah. Well, what hero number are you? And I'll try to zoom over there and
Yeah, the pet number is 8042.
8042.
Yeah, while you're pulling that up, I guess I had the exact opposite luck with my first 2 or 3 were 1-star comments, and I was like, wow, this is great. Um, since then, however, I guess I think I've opened up 9 eggs now.
Wow.
Um, I do have luck in finding eggs, so I have
Yeah.
a few.
Yeah. Tailoring
I would
bonus
say-
here.
Yeah, of my 9, 3 have been
Wow.
rare, and then there's been a couple uncommon and the rest common. So none of them are fantastic, but I guess I'm pretty happy with the rare quantity there. It was kind of funny. The one I opened up just this afternoon, it was the picture wouldn't load, so I didn't know what rarity it was, but it was called a demon fish, and I was like, "Oh yeah,
It
this is
sounds
gonna be
good.
great."
Sounds great.
And then I was like, and it was like, "Oh, it was a rare." I was like, "Oh," with a 1 star fishing boost. I was like, "Really,
Oh,
a demon fish?"
a demon fish should
Wow.
have more stars than that. All right, Erexere,
But
how are you doing with pets?
Par for the course. No, I got one egg that I hatched, and I took the long route, so it took like a week. I hatched it today, and it's a common goose.
Okay, goose.
yeah,
All right, you could probably
you
sell that
posted that.
to Risen or Bolon for a high price.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
you posted that. It's a pretty cute little guy.
Yeah,
I think I'll keep it. I think it's cute.
yeah.
And then, I gave up most of my eggs. I just like sold them, and all I'm hoarding gold eggs because I just want lots of those.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of similar approach here. I hatched two. I took the 24-hour approach. I did not do any of the instantaneous ones. That 50 jewel price tag just really kind of scared me off, and I got a common and uncommon, and turned around and sold them on the floor immediately. And I actually sold off all of my eggs as well. And so I just am accumulating jewel, and I think that if they're, I'm not wishing for a market downturn, but if there is a moment between now and when the pets are better utilized and there are more pets out on the marketplace, I think the value on some of these mythics and legendary pets will go down, and I'm gonna plan on buying some of those up at some point here. I think probably in the next 2 months. I'd even be willing to drop enough like real life money on mythic as they are right now, which I think they're going for. I want to say the lowest one is 1,400, 1,500 jewel. So you're looking at $700, $800 there, depending on where the price of jewel's at for the moment. So um, that's what my thought is right now. I just I don't know. I'm in deep on the summoning game right now. And actually, I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast yet. I now have 3 Gen Zeros, and so I'm in really deep on the summoning game. And so I'm trying to conserve my jewel to keep my summons going with heroes. And I'll probably not play the egg odds and just go ahead and buy the ones that help my squad out.
Any luck on the summoning?
I've got nice last 2 summons. I should say nice in terms of turning a decent profit. So I targeted pure Gen Zeros, and I found a couple warriors, and I'd just been holding out for a really long time, and I finally saw a pure knight show up. Someone re-rolled and got their genetics re-rolled into a pure knight. Actually, it's a knight. And so the first 2 recessives are also a knight. So I picked him up. I was a little tight on Jewel that morning, so Neindorf swung some Jewel over he spotted me some Jewel, picked him up. Out of the summons that I've had, I had I had a common warrior, uncommon knight, a common paladin, and an uncommon paladin.
Nice.
So the paladins are going for a decent price right now. I got a paladin gardener, so I'm definitely happy with that guy. All right. So let's just go right into the AMA. Pouring, you mentioned that pets showed up in the AMA today. Frisky Fox talked about them being equipable. Let's go ahead and recklessly speculate. I'll let you go first, Pouring. What does that mean to you, and how many pets do you envision needing for your party of heroes that you're sending out as questing right now?
Oh man, I honestly don't know. Like, I'm just curious and see if it's actually going to happen. But yeah, I don't know. We just have to. I just have to wait and see if it's actually equipable or not. But that's what he said, and hopefully it's going to happen.
All right.
Hello, am I
Erexere,
muted?
what are your thoughts?
I haven't been following it too closely. I mean, really half listened to that AMA today. But you can tell from, what the pets have. They have little uh, profession icons,
Hmm.
starter, the combat, and then a crafting. So I think they're just going to be super valuable towards crafting. When it comes to duels and combat, PvP, PvE, I think you won't be able to stand a chance against somebody with a pet. Everyone's going to need one,
Hmm.
so get them while you can. If you're planning a nine man war team or a 3 man, you want to have that many pets.
Yeah. I was. I think you're spot on. And Frisky also spent a fair amount of time talking about uh, equipment, even though equipment is not out yet and it's entirely speculatory. But I think that I think that stats are only going to be one part of the probably four-legged chair or stool, whatever you want to call it. I think it's going to be the hero stats that are on the card, that they're naked stats. I think it's going to be the equipment that will ultimately boost stats. I think it's going to be. I I was I've been kind of surprised by, with duels at least, how much they're leaning into the environments that the heroes are backgrounded in. So if they're a swamp, or if they are a lightning type or a fire type, and also you notice on the pet cards they have the same thing, and so I think there's going to be some synergy there potentially. And the last part that I would say is, um, probably something to do with player skill, and whatever you select as what what you want your heroes to use as an attack. But I think that the equipment and the pets are gonna. I would actually kind of put them into the same bucket. That I think they're going to augment the stats of the heroes, but I think in a way that will be a little unique and allow you to customize your heroes in case you're getting some of those poopy rolls that I've gotten lately. Nidorf, were you able to catch the AMA?
No, but I think I got enough of the gist of it from some notes and whatnot that I think equipping a pet is something that we'd kind of heard about already, and I think we've all hypothesized about. So I have no doubt that I mean, that's their entire purpose, really, in my opinion. So I think my strategy is really fairly simple. I think every hero is going to need a pet. Now, in what regard depends upon in which manner you plan to use the hero. As we move forward, and a lot of this arena talk has me realizing that, you know what, I might have an army of profession heroes, and that I might be okay with that. So if that's the case, I'm actually all right with a bunch of uncommon pets that have a boost in the profession that I am running. So my strategy is going to be, I'm going to open every single egg I get, and I'm going to keep every pet that I have until I have at least one pet per profession quester, matched in the right profession, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, if I have extras, and say they're of the common variety, I will probably trade two in when I get two extras in for one extra roll. In this way, I will look for an upgrade process where I will upgrade my pets. And then if I get maybe rares, say I get to the point where I have only rares and above, which that would be amazing. I don't know that I'll ever get there, but we'll see. And then at that case, I probably wouldn't trade two rares, and I would probably go to sell them. But otherwise, yeah, that's kind of my strategy. I plan to open every single leg up. I plan to start running a crew of, honestly, yeah, I want my heroes to be a bunch of profession questers. I'd love to be the guy out there, feeding these stampots to these absolute monster heroes. And I think that's a good niche market where you see that in a lot of other games where you have basically the players that are running the economy And then you have other players that are, you got the producers and the consumers, I guess is the way I'll say it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of becoming clear to me as time goes on that I think I'm going to be better served as a producer than a consumer. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I'd put my niche as a crappy consumer. Is where I'm currently falling with my play level in DFK Arena. I like that, and I think it's interesting that all three of us are kind of spanning a spectrum of how we're going to handle pets, and the luck that we've had thus far with getting pets, and we'll have to see where things play out. Someone was mentioning in the YouTube chat, there are only, I think, what did they say? Comparing the numbers of total pets to total heroes. And I think that's a very important concept. And also, getting eggs, there is no summoning mechanism. And so, it will eventually kind of grow as the number of total heroes in the marketplace that are questing end up growing. And if there's eventually some burning mechanisms, they might balance out. But there will also be a burning mechanism for pets, too. So it'll be really interesting to watch the market for pets. And I think there's going to be some arbitrage opportunity at some point. I don't know when the right time to buy is, and if you're better off buying an egg or better off buying a hero. Neindorf, are you sending yours to the 24-hour incubator or the week-long incubator?
Yeah, I've been doing explicitly the 24-hour one, and I'll do just like two at a time, just because I was talking offline with, and I'll give a little shout out to Titan Time here. I was just chatting with him on Discord a little bit, and I'm just doing two at a time, just quote unquote spread out the fun, right? I've been lucky. I've gotten a lot of eggs, and I just kind of find it fun to have that anticipation. I don't want to just launch all of them and then just hit claim, open, 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 open. I really enjoy this, and it gives me more time in the game, to think about what I'm gonna get. So it's that's kind of where I like to be here. Two at a time. I think I'm down to two grays and two blues left. So a little bit here, and then I'll probably be paused until the next iteration of eggs. But
that means you probably moved through, I don't know, 100, 200 eggs that you hatched already, given your luck.
Yeah. So there's there's probably not even 16,000 pets opened at this point.
Yeah.
So like you said, I think that's huge. And if I've already opened up a large amount of my gray and blue, as I've had quite a few, been lucky. As soon as these things have utility value, you're going to see a spike in price.
Right.
Well, I guess it depends on how much benefit, right? If my one bloater turns into two bloaters, well, maybe I don't care. But if it's two shimmer scales instead of one, I actually start to care.
I agree with you, and I think that what I'm playing for is, this is not financial advice, but trying to guess that there might be a pet dip in value before there's the next increase. But we'll see.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Erexere, any other thoughts that you might have off some of the notes on the AMA or pets?
No, not really. I was kind of daydreaming. I was thinking about the new Jurassic Park movie.
Oh, that looks really good, by the way.
It does. Where's Chris Pratt riding his motorcycle?
No, it looked like Manhattan to me. I don't know.
All right. Well, you could take us off onto a absolutely wonderful detour if we start going down Jurassic Park quote land. Pouring, any other thoughts that you have on the AMA?
No thoughts.
All right. Well, let's go to the giveaway. Today, we mentioned this in the last stream. We're going to do a giveaway on comments from the last video. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the comments in the last video. I'm going to share my screen in Discord. All right, can you guys see what I have in Discord right now? Or, excuse me, what I am looking up on YouTube?
I can see you're looking at the comments.
Okay. Looking at the comments section. And what comments stick out to you as I mean we gotta pick one that's our favorite, and they get a scroll of their choice from the Eternal Scrolls. Brisman is claiming to be rugged. I feel the same way. I'm feeling your pain, man. Feeling your pain.
Yeah, I think I'm tempted to, say, yeah, let's see if we can unrug you here.
Okay. Also, I'm loving the Harry Potter comment.
No doubt.
Pet's reminding him of a Patronus spell. That's Resistor. All right. I don't really remember the dog from the Labyrinth movie. The Labyrinth movie, is that David Bowie? I tried to block that one out of my mind, I think. It was a little creepy
Yeah.
for me when I watched it when I was 7 years old or whatever.
Yeah, David Bowie and what's her name? Michelle Connolly.
Oh, yep.
Hmm. Okay, so all right, I would say it's between Resistor and Brisman. Neindorf, is
I
your
agree.
vote Brisman?
Let's leave it up to our guests here. Let's let them pick this one.
All right, I love it.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Harry Potter, but I don't trust it at all.
Uh,
Let's help out the Brisman.
Help out the Brisman.
all right.
Going once, going twice, sold. We'll help out the Brisman. Feeling bad for getting rugged. All right, so we'll drop him an Eternal Scroll. A reminder as we're talking about giveaways. The next major giveaway that we're planning on doing is once we get to 500 YouTube subscribers. Thank you for the comments and likes. It must be helping the algorithm on YouTube because we've been getting a steady stream of 1 to 2 people a day for the last week. And I would say, so we have a couple exciting guests lined up here for the future. We're trying to bring on Richard from the DFK Arena team, and Ogre. Actually, Ogre Abroad messaged us the other day and said that he'd be willing to come on the podcast as well. So I'm really excited about bringing him on, and would love to get some knowledge. He's been in the DeFi space for a very long time, and I think not just knowledge, but brings wisdom to some of the podcasts. So, yeah, he was on the Climb Crypto podcast recently, and was actually shouting out our website. So congrats to you, Neindorf, for building something awesome. He's like, yeah, go check out the Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms website. Gave Climb Crypto the web address, and they were like, oh wow, this is really good. And then I messaged him afterward, and I said, thanks for the shout out. That's means a lot. Would you be interested in coming on the podcast? And I mean, the guy couldn't be more approachable. So really looking forward to having him on.
Hey guys, hey, thanks for having me on. And boring, it was fun. And I got to tell you, Ogre is just classic. He's great, and I like the new arena guys. I think they're doing something special, and you guys too. You're doing something special. It's great that other podcasts are just basically worshiping your content.
Well, I don't know if we're there yet, but yeah, but thanks for the shout out.
Oh yeah, we appreciate that. Absolutely. And we're just trying to, like we said, we're trying to build tools that we find useful, and we know that if hopefully if we find them useful, everybody else can too. So, like as always, everybody keep dropping in suggestions on our Discord. What do you want to see? Let's hear it. We'll see if we can't get it, get it into play, make it real.
All right. Boring, any closing comments?
Just thank you for you guys for being so awesome.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, guys. This was a lot of fun. We'll try to work out the bugs on Fight Night next time, which is apparently just the host Raph figuring out what your in-game user names are. So thanks to our YouTubers out there who actually stuck through. I'm surprised anyone's still watching. And if you want to see us do more fight nights like this, it's something that I'd really like to do. I've actually thrown some tournament ideas out there on Discord. So my closing ideas, I'd love to do some kind of like level 1 Little Heroes Cup is what I think I'm going to call it, where people build a team of 3 level 1 basic class heroes, and you have a double elimination bracket, and the teams are published ahead of time, and so you start to interject some player choice by knowing what the opponent's team is and what your team is, and deciding which hero you're going to send out first. I've not kind of gotten into any of the battle mechanics to understand if that's even a balanced approach or not, but that's what I'm thinking. So log into Discord, give me your thoughts. I'd like to do that probably sometime. I guess it depends on what DFK Arena does. If DFK Arena comes out in next week and is amazing, then maybe I might switch the strategy to moving to something like that. But I'd like to host a tournament, is I guess where I'm going with this. Neindorf, what are your closing comments?
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for coming on. We love to have different members of our community on, and then also like you said, we're looking forward to having more, trying to get more members, either of the dev team themselves or some other builders on. We've maybe got some other things lined up there too. Look forward to that. Also, we do intend to submit, like you were saying, a grant application to kind of help us build out some of this combat analytics. So yeah, we'd appreciate any support you guys have, and so let's keep it going.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you, YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in on the audio podcast. Have a great night.
See you guys.
Good night.